Hello students, today we'll discuss the practicals of paper semester 3. In this first of all, we'll discuss the classification of chordata. The phylum Chordata is divided into two groups. Group Protochordata, or that we call it as a Acraniata, and another group that is a Vertebrata or Craniata. Those animals having the cranium or brain box, these are classified or placed in a group Vertebrata. These animals having the vertebral column also. The group Protochordata, these are the Acraniates without brain box. This group Protochordata is divided into two subphylum. One is Urochordata and another one is the Cephalochordata. Whereas the group Vertebrata is divided into two subphylums. One is Agnatha and another one is the Gnathostomata. Agnatha means what? The without jaws, and it includes the single class Cyclostomata. The subphylum Gnathostomata. Gnatho means the jaws. Those animals having the jaws, and these are called as a Gnathostomata. And it is divided into the superclass Pisces, and the other classes are what? Amphibia, Reptilia, aves, and mammals. And the superclass that is divided Pisces, that is divided into two classes. These are divided into many classes, but in your syllabus, only the examples from the two classes, one is the chondriochis and another one is a osteochis. And in your syllabus of the semester 3, you have to study up to the only amphibia. That is from Protochordata up to the amphibia we have to study. And this entire tree diagram you have to draw on the first page, that is what, on left page, which is a blank one. Then just write to this, the lining page is there where you have to write down these general characteristics of chordates. What are the general characteristics of chordates? These are bilaterally symmetrical and metamerically segmented. That is what is metamerically segmented? If the one structure it is repeated many times. Say for example the vertebral column, the thoracic vertebra are repeating, the cervical vertebra are repeating, ribs are repeating. These are the what? The metamerically segmented. Then the triploblastic. These are triploblastic means they having the ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. These are the three germinal layers. Then the three important chordate characters are dorsal tubular nerve cord. Then the notochord, and the third characteristic is what? Pharyngeal gill slits. These are the three important chordate characteristics that are with the chordates. Then these animals are coelomate, that is the true body cavity is present, and within which the what? All the vital organs are present. Then the complete digestive tract, what means? The starts from mouth, then buccal cavity, esophagus, then the stomach, intestine, rectum and the anus, along with the digestive gland, that is liver and the what? The salivary glands. Then the well-developed coelom is with the animals. The sexual reproduction is there, which involves the union of or fusion of male gamete, that is sperm, and the female gamete, ova. These chordates having the post-anal tail means the tail is present behind the anus at any stage of life cycle. Then on the next page, that is on the blank page, you have to draw this tree diagram. In this, the what? You have to discuss the Protochordata or Acraniata. The group Protochordata or Acraniata is divided into two subphylum. One subphylum is a Urochordata and another one is a Cephalochordata. It is the Urochordata where the what? The notochord is present in the tail region. And in cephalochordata, the notochord, it runs from head region to the tail region. The cephalic means the head region. The notochord in cephalochordata, it runs from head region to the tail region. And in urochordata, the notochord is restricted to the tail region. This urochordata is divided into three classes. One is acidiaceae, then Thaliacea, and the third one is a Larvaceae. You have to study the examples or three examples from only these two classes, Acidiaceae and the Thaliacea. Acidiaceae, it is divided into two orders. One is a Enterogona and another one is a Pleurogona. We have to discuss the or study the one example from the Pleurogona. What is it? That is a Hardmania. And the next from this Thalacia class, we have to this Thalacia class, it is divided into three orders. What are these? One is a Pyrosomida, then the Cyclomyria and the Hemimyria. You have to discuss study the two examples, one from the Cyclomyria and the another one from the Hemimyria. The Doliolum is an example from the Cyclomyria and the Salpa is an example from the Hemimyria. Cyclomyria, myria means muscle. Cyclo means cyclic, means the muscles are around the throughout the body, and in Hemimyria the muscle bands are incomplete or half, and example is the Salpa. And from the what cephalochordata, the single class, that is what in leptocardy, we have to study the single example, that is what the Amphioxus. Then on the next page, right to this next page, we have to discuss the what the characteristics, or you have to write down the characteristics of the acraniata or the protochordata. These protochordates or acraniates are exclusively marine animals, and these are small sized animals. In acraniata or protochordata, the cranium or brain box is absent. Jaws are lacking. There is no vertebral column. Instead of vertebral column, there is a notochord, which is a dorsal and tubular. Then the paired appendages are absent in protochordata or acraniata. The dorsal tubular nerve cord, gill slits and notochords are present, and the muscle bands or the muscles that are called as the myotomes are usually present. The next characteristics of a crenata, that is sexes may be separate or united. Then the solitary is maybe the colonial living in the colony, they may be the free-living, they may be the pelagic or surface feeders, they are burrowing, living in the burrows or in the tubes, or the tube living forms are there. This you have to write down on the the writing page. Then on next page, on left side, which is a blank one, you have to draw this tree diagram of this Urochordata. The subphylum Urochordata is divided into three classes, Acidiaceae, Thalaceae and the Larvaceae. We have to study the three examples from these two groups. One is Acidiaceae and the Thalaceae. The first example, that is Herdmania, the subphylum Urochordata, class Acidiaceae, and order is the Pleurogona, and the example one is a Herdmania. Then this from this Urochordata, the class is Thalacia, the order the Cyclomyria, and example or genus is the Doliolum. Next example that we have to study the Salpa, and it is from the phylum Urochordata, then our class is the Thalacia, order is the Hemimyria, and the example one is a Salpa. This tree diagram you have to write down or the draw on the that is the left side, which is a blank page. Then next on the right side to this tree diagram, you have to write down the general characteristics of subphylum Urochordata. What are these urochordates? Uro means tail region. those animals where the not notochord is restricted to the tail region. These are exclusively marine and commonly known as sea squids. These are solitary or these may be the colonial. These animals may be fixed to the substratum or they may be the free swimming. The body is covered by cuticular tunic or the leathery covering that we called it as a test in adult stage. The notochord is present in the larval stages, but during the metamorphosis of this larva, the tail gets shed off and therefore the notochord which is present in tail region it get lost and therefore it is absent in adults. The dorsal tubular nerve cord, the maximum portion of this nerve cord is also present in the tail region. As tail gets shed off, this nerve cord is also diminished or it get what? The degenerated, and it degenerates in the form of the small ganglion in adults. The numerous pharyngeal gill slits are present in the adult for the respiration. The heart is on ventral side as in the what? The chordates. It is simple and tubular. Sexes are united, that is these are the hermaphrodites. Then the what this thing you have to write down on the what that is a writing page or the what that is a lining page. Then next to this, the first example from the what? The what subphylum? Urochordata. On the what? The left side where the blank page is there, you have to write down the what? The classification at the right corner of the blank page. Phylum Chordata, group Protochordata, subphylum Urochordata, class Acidiaceae, order Pleurogona, and the genus is a Herdmania. This is a adult Herdmania, and this adult Herdmania, the what? This is the what? The foot portion or the lower portion. These Herdmania get attached to the substratum by this foot, and the upper portion is the body. It having the two openings at the anterior and the dorsal position. At the anterior portion or the position, it having the one opening that is called as a branchial aperture, and on the dorsal side it having the what? The another opening that is called as a atrial aperture. The whatever the water comes through the mouth within the body or within the what branchial region, that comes to the what branchial aperture. This is nothing but a mouth, and then it leaves the body through the what atrial aperture. This is the body proper. Body is covered with a leathery covering or the thick leathery covering that we called it as a what? The taste or tunic. The body is that is divided into two parts. This is the foot portion and this is a body proper. Body is oblong shape or it is a potato shape, and the what elementary canal, it starts from branchial aperture and it opens by the anus into the what arterial siphon, and the whatever the waste material it is released outside by the what arterial aperture. The sexes are united or this herdmania is a hermaphrodite. Fertilization is external and development it includes the free swimming stage larva, that is a what? The tadpole larva having all the chordate character. What are these? Notochord, nerve cord and the gill slit. But what during the metamorphosis the larva develops into the adult, and this adult doesn't having the tail, and therefore what happens? The what? The notochord as well as the maximum portion of the nerve cord it get lost during the metamorphosis. This nerve cord and the notochord, these are the advanced character which are present in the larva but absent in the adult, and such type of the development or metamorphosis it is called as a retrogressive metamorphosis. So students, you have to write down the what this classification on the blank page at the right corner. Then you have to draw this diagram, label carefully, and write down the all the characteristic features of this Erdmania on the lining page, which is the writing page. Thank